Hello, friends. Your old Uncle Andy here, the UC Panda himself, coming to you live on January 8th, a cold and snowy January 8th, and we hope to give you some winning sports picks. Had a pretty decent night last night on props, came very close on our NHL Grand Slam play. Um, it's important you follow us on all of our socials, not just here and not just on Twitter. Last night I did not have time to post the plays to Twitter, so I put them on my Facebook page. So it's important you follow us everywhere. And had you done so, you would have been given a picks that went 7-4 pending the payoff of the teaser. We've got a lot of stuff tied into the Ravens and the Bills on wild card weekend. Um, we are hoping to cash a lot of tickets and get right. Again, we ended 2024 up almost 150 units. It's pretty good. Started out 2025 in not such a good way. Tonight, we're risking about 9 units to win 25 units. Most of those tied up in teasers, again, related to the Ravens and the Bills. Right now, we are at a hole of about 61 units. That's both the losses I mentioned a moment ago and the pending investments. Now, these pending investments, I would say 35 or so of these units are tied up, waiting to be paid off, pending Bills Ravens. And who knows? I haven't had time to look at it. I may go and look at the cash out option if it's even available, and I may cash them out. But I will probably go ahead and let them ride, simply because the Ravens and Bills are such heavy favorites. I do really think they're going to win. Ravens against the Steelers team, it's not really been playing very well. Bills at home against the Broncos. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But just from the teasers we had Monday and Tuesday night alone, if Ravens and Bills can win, that's the only thing we're waiting on to pay off those teasers. We're going to have 51 units coming back to us. That's going to wipe out all of the debt that we had amassed here in the first few days of 2025, thanks to the Packers losing, and it will put us ahead. So right now we are at the minus 61, 67, but a lot of those are bets which are pending. It's not like we've lost 61 units outright. I just wanted to count it against the ledger. It's just easier to track that way as we go along because by the time some of these bets pay off or don't pay off, almost a week will have elapsed between the game and the time we place the bet. So keep on following us over at Uncle Andy Sports over on Twitter and Facebook and here on the YouTube channel. We do have a pretty good juice reducer money line parlay tonight. I feel really good about it. Ravens and Bills, of course, plus Wofford and Belmont. I really like these plays, particularly like Wofford. I think you might even be okay to lay the points with Wofford if you wanted to. They're a 12 and a half home favorite. They're ranked 141st in the country on Ken Palm versus a Western Carolina outfit that comes in at 345th, near the bottom. There's only about 357, I think it is, Division I college basketball programs. So Western Carolina is literally one of the worst teams in the country. All Wofford has to do is win this conference game at home. I like the Terriers. Also like Belmont against Southern Illinois, the old Salukis. The matchup in this series, the home team has won the last 4 games. Belmont clearly the superior team. I think they're going to win the game. Don't necessarily think I'd lay the 10.5 with them, but I do like them to go ahead and win the game and pay off this parlay at minus 114. Has an implied probability of hitting of about 58%. So we're going to go ahead and take the juice reducer parlay with the plays we just mentioned and put them up with the IPFW Mastodons. That's Indiana, Purdue, Fort Wayne. For those of you who don't know, we just need them to win the game. The single bet on them on the money line is minus 155, but hook it up to the juice reducer parlay and it becomes a plus 209. I do like Notre Dame tomorrow night. Again, these are just 1 unit plays. Wouldn't shock me if Penn State won. I just think Notre Dame's going to win. That's just the way I have it capped. I do like the Buckeyes Friday night. You could probably go ahead and lay the number with Ohio State if you wanted to. But we've got them just to win in this juice reducer parlay. It's going to pay plus 171. And to give you an idea, to bet Ohio State singly just to win the game is going to be minus 225. So in other words, to turn a profit on the game, if you didn't have it in some sort of parlay or hooked up with something else, you would have to bet $2.25 to win $1 profit. You get your 225 stake back, but betting 225 to win $1 Not the greatest thing, but since these are playoffs, it's probably okay. I do like the LA Chargers this weekend as well at plus 205. Love, love, love the Florida Panthers tonight against the Utah Hockey Club. Utah in a really bad Walensky spot. And in the sports that are really travel intensive, like your NBA, your NHL, your MLB, not so much NFL because they just play once a week, so travel isn't as much of a big deal. Um, the Utah Hockey Club has been on the road since before New Year's Eve. They've been on the road, what, 8, 9 days now? They finally got home the other night. Um, do you feel like working after you've been gone for a week? Well, these hockey players don't either. They want to see their family, they want to see their kids, they've got things to take care of, friends, girlfriends, all the things. Their mind is probably not focused on the Panthers tonight. Panthers playing pretty well lately. Utah really not a great hockey club. So we're going to go ahead and go with the Panthers tonight with this plus money payout in the parlay. Do like Colorado and Chicago third period over. Single, it's a minus 275. So this is a good prop, should hopefully hit. And I do also like Florida and Utah second period to go over the number of 1.5 in just the second period. The Kings game got canceled tonight. Kings were supposed to play Calgary, but they've got the wildfires out there in California. So there's not going to be a Grand Slam number posted. I take the Grand Slam number personally. I took it personally last night, one of the few losses we had. I had it capped at 61. The book set the number at 62 and a half. I took the under. It landed 63. Yeah, so that was a loss. It's not the unit I care about. It's the fact I was wrong and so close to being right. Um, do have a couple of other singles plays tonight. I do like the Cavaliers, got them at minus 110 boosted. And I also love, love, love Youngstown State tonight. You could probably go ahead and lay the number, but I got an MGM boost through Wofford on there for a plus money payout of 117. Love the Penguins against the Norse. The Norse this year just 1-5 in away games straight up. And also 0-6 against the number. So I think you would be okay to lay the number. Youngstown State at home is 4-1 straight up, and home teams have won 5 of the last 6 games in this series. So Penguins all the way tonight. And getting back to closing line value, I'd mentioned this in the last video, and I don't think I did a very good job of explaining it, but I've got a really good example here now that should help shed some light on the topic. Um, I bet the Eagles Sunday to win the game on the money line at minus 175. So in other words, in order to win a dollar profit, I had to bet $1.75. I think that's okay in a playoff game. You're not going to make a living that way, but I think it's okay under these circumstances, given the game and everything. That bet right now on the money line, the Eagles are minus 225. So now, as opposed to the other day, in order to win a dollar profit, you are now going to have to bet $2.25. I say, well, it's 50 cents. What's it matter? Well, it matters, if you're putting a $20 bet down, now it's 20 times 50 cents. So now it's a $10 swing in your profit margin. It may add up for some people. Some of you may be whale players and you're out there betting 50 and $100. Now that's really starting to add up a little bit. So it's important to try to get the best closing line value you can. Another good example, the Rams. I got on the Rams the other day, plus 105. They're now minus 105. So the bet I placed, for every dollar I wagered, I was going to get back $1.05 in profit. If you are now wagering that and you put $1 on the Rams just straight up, your profit margin now is only going to be 95 cents. So, it may not add up, but if you're putting down $50, if you're doing this over the course of the long run, those 10 cents, 5 cents, 50 cents, that stuff adds up. So that's a good example of closing line value, and it pays to be early. Sometimes it doesn't pay to be early, although most of the time, when we're early to a bet, when we're early to the party, it pays off. Although there were some times, throughout the course of the football year where maybe we made a bet on Tuesday, and by the time Friday rolled around, maybe it wasn't as good a bet. Maybe we should have waited. But by and large, getting there early, particularly if you're wanting to bet a favorite, is the right thing to do. If you do like the underdog in some instances, it is good to go ahead and wait. The public likes to bet favorites, and if you wait for a bet for an underdog, you could end up getting more points. Not always, though. If the number comes out and you like the number on Sunday for an underdog, it could be that the professional bettors, the wise guys, the sharps, they like that underdog too. They're going to come in and bet that underdog at plus 7.5 points. at plus 3.5 points. So then so much sharp money comes in, Vegas has to adjust the number. And if you wait around 4 or 5 days after the lines come out and all the sharp money is betted, that's plus 7.5, that plus 3.5 won't be there for you anymore. It's gone down to plus 5.5, plus 1.5. So you've lost 2 points of closing line value. So, you know, go one way or the other, but by and large, be to the party early on favorites. That's all for us tonight. I hope everybody has a good evening. Let's watch some good sports tonight, some good basketball. And if you tail us to the window, we will cash tickets together. Have a good night, everybody.